Good afternoon. This is Professor Joe Hartkin-Wassito, again, at the Ernest Hemingway House here in beautiful Key West, Florida. And I'm here up on the second floor of his house, which is where his bedroom was. His writing area was right across the way, and this is the deck out around the main building where his bedroom was. He did all of his writing from the age of 31 to 40, his most productive years, here at this house. And as such, it gives us a good background into what makes writers productive. And I'm going to use this as a location to give an overview of a writing project which I'm working on, which is designed to be a 30-episode screenplay and historical and future historical novel. This is the overall scheme of the project, and the title of the project overall is Danger Close. And the first 10 episodes in chronological order are the lives of the first Jesuits, especially Jose Anchieta, as an example of one of the first Jesuits who, along with Nobrega, colonized Brazil in missionary work at the years of 1540 and onward. The second main part, sections, episodes 21 through 30, are about the Marines doing counterinsurgency work. And this begins in Nicaragua, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, for which we're the closest geographical point to those Central American republics. And the main part of this series is about one rifle company, Lima Company, 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines, in Iraq. The 6 main parts of this are the 6 parts that Rory, a Marine captain at the time, told us about, and we'll put those into historical order here in future videos of this series. And then the episodes 21 through 30 are the future war based as closely as possible on the national defense strategy of the United States, as well as research from Goldman Sachs on subjects like the importance of the so-called BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China. And using a literary convention that has actually been pioneered by a Brazilian writer, Fernanda Torres, in her novel Theme, which means the end in English. I'll write this in reverse chronological order. Her novel, The End, is about the end of a man's life, as told through 5 friends. It's a good novel. I recommend it. It falls very much in the novella tradition of Portuguese and Brazilian literature. The novel will end in episode 30. and a resolution of possible conflict among the great powers that occurs through a reconciliation of the Eastern and Western churches, where some of the main characters in the counterinsurgency in Iraq, such as the commanding general who became Secretary of Defense, play a main part, but also many of the veterans of that Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom play a main part. Reasons that it's very important and interesting to present this outline for the project here at the Hemingway residence is because Ernest Hemingway was a main writer in the genre of travel adventure literature, such as the James Bond novels, especially comparing with Hemingway's life experience in the Spanish Civil War, where there was a lot of spycraft, tradecraft going on. And also comparing with the spy novels in American literature, Jason Bourne series, and as such, there's a lot of comparisons, especially with Jason Bourne going through a travel adventure that starts while he's in love in the city of Paris and goes out from there. So I'm honored here to be at the Hemingway house, and I recommend to anyone who has the opportunity to come and visit this. It's in Key West, Florida. You can go to the internet at Hemingwayhome and find all the information about it. Hemingway in American literature was heavily influenced by and a direct literary descendant of the great Mark Twain, Samuel Langhorne Clemens, who wrote his greatest works, such as Huck Finn, about the year 1885. Huck Finn can be compared with interest to a more recent literary work, Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained, starring Jamie Foxx. Both of those books are about a white protagonist and a black protagonist who's a slave who's trying to get back together with his wife, and about the cruelty of many of the ruling class in America. One point of contrast may be that in Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained, we have the character of King Schultz, who's German.
Okay, folks, want some of your wrap around here?
And with that, I'll drop off here.